Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I am your host, Edgar De Jesus, and I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. We are back, and today we're talking about the Pool Nation Conference that's happening October 24th and 25th at the PSP Expo in Las Vegas. We're going to have 2 incredible days of training with 3 different tracks that we're going to dive into today. But before we do that, I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started today, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast, the SBPA, Blu-ray XL, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Rate Pack, Heritage Pool Supply, Hayward Pool Products, Poolside Tech, Pool Brain, Deck, which I got corrected again yesterday, John. We want to thank them for their continued support. Mr. Zacharias, what's going on? What feels like we haven't done a podcast in about 63 years. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It does. It feels like it's been a while now, and we were actually all just together not that long ago. And the strange thing is that feels like it's been a while now already. So, but here we are and back on it for the time being as we get fired up for the PSP Expo. It's right around the corner. I feel like I find myself saying more and more like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like we're already going into fall. I can't believe we're already going into the show. Like we're always already going into the next thing, it feels like anymore. But I'm super excited to be here and talk about this today. I think it's super important. There's a lot of good things we're going to cover, and there's a lot of opportunity for people to really learn a lot of these things that we've been talking about over the years, and we're kind of bringing that all together, but we'll get into that today.
Absolutely. And for those of you that watching, yes, Zach is wearing glasses. It's his new norm, right? He was making fun of me because I couldn't see, and then his doctor said glasses. John's supposed to be wearing some, but he just refuses to wear them. So
you know what happened is I had gotten the biggest affordable TV that I could get, and I'm like, it's still not big enough. And then when I looked at the 85-inch, it jumps up significantly in price. So then at that point, I was like, well, maybe I need to take this approach. So,
it'll be cheaper to get glasses than to get the bigger TV. Mr. Flawless, what's going on? You doing okay over there? Seems like a struggle's a little real for you today, buddy.
Yeah, I think... Well, I'm doing well. I'm actually doing well today. I've been I've been down for the past few days. Haven't been feeling very well, and I think what it is it's just me becoming more wise as I get older. I think it's somewhat of a punishment or a reality check that was given to me because I've spent probably the best of last year talking about how tired I am or how I don't feel very well. And it's like, I'm getting old and blah, 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 until you actually get sick or you're really not feeling well. And then now I feel like $1,000,000 compared to what I've been feeling before, because it's no fun having the flu or whatever in the hell I had, right? A fever and kind of being out for the count, to where today I woke up with the smile on my face, even though I had the same like creaks and joint cracks and And
I was gonna say, because when you called me and you said, Edgar, oh, I'm cracking in my back, and I go, bro, that's not sick, that's age.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, bring it. I'm okay with that, right? Like, ooh, this feels great, compared to how I felt. No, it was, the last few days have actually been pretty rough for me. I managed to get about a quarter of what I was supposed to be able to get done. Thank God the girls were able to step up and fill in the blanks and pull through for me. But it was just rough. I don't know. I just came down with something, a bug or whatever it was. And
separation anxiety
is that what it is? I think.
That's true. It was after he left us, Zach. He's like, I can't live without these guys.
Maybe, but yesterday, I think for the first time in my life, well, not my life, but in a long time, I woke up at like 9:10 a.m., right? And it was funny. I woke up in a complete panic, right? And I got up and I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's light outside. You know what I mean? It's just completely weird. Of course, I had the colds. I had like the sweats, you know what I mean? Because I had a fever, you know what I mean? But from the night before, but I got up and I was just like totally panicked. And I was just kind of just in awe that I was able to sleep that long till 9:10. And it was funny. I even had a meeting yesterday, right? A conference call that we had with NEDEC, and Edgar already knew that obviously that I wasn't going to be on, and jumped on and already had it. Oh, don't worry, I had it handled. I didn't get a text message of, dude, are you jumping on or anything like that. He already had it all.
I knew you were out. I knew you were out. I'm like, leave him alone.
and I'm like, I was just completely out of it, but I needed that. And yesterday, got through the day at about 50%, and this morning I feel about 75-80% right now, and I'm just happy to be on the mend.
He called me the second day and he's like, man, I know what it is for women to give birth. Like, I feel the pain. I know what it feels like. And I'm like, bro,
look, I am going to proudly say this, that I actually was complimented by Mama this time around, because I am the biggest baby when I'm sick, right?
John,
she compliments. She's all, I'm really proud of you, babe.
Mama means nothing, bro.
She's
like, no.
She told me, I'm really proud of you, babe. Look, there wasn't one day I stayed home completely. Every day I went out and I did something. Now, granted, one day I had 3 stops that I needed to do, and it took me 4.5 hours to do 3 stops. That's how pathetic I was. But
Mama's compliment would be, he drives 3 other cars and crashes them, and she would just be like, it's no big deal, really. The first 2 weren't your fault, and the second one was not that big of a deal. It's a little bit of a
we need a new one.
You're good.
So no, I'm glad to be back, and looking forward to. It feels like I haven't done a podcast in forever.
It really does feel like we haven't done one in a while, and it was just last week because we were at the Women's Summit. But just that 1 week just feels like
it does.
And then we didn't do the Instagram live this week because Chris was doing that freaking $5,000 giveaway.
Cool, huh?
Let's talk about that, how that exploded and how cool that was.
Yeah, that was pretty neat, man. And again, it's all organic, and it just came out of nothing. And it was what I loved about it. It was, it's one, giving back to the pool pros, but it was all the pool pros just coming together. And then it started organically from, just guys and gals out there with companies that decided to jump in and throw some money at a contest, to help another pool pro or, a winner out there, and how it just organically grew from 100 to 200 to 300 to 400. And, we saw it, and we spoke with Chris and said, hey, look, we want to jump in this as well. And from sub 1,000 to 5,000 happened like it was like a snowball effect, right? It was like a tsunami of support that just came in. And what I really appreciated from it was seeing vendors starting to jump in as well, right? And then throwing money into it, supporting the pool pros. I think stuff like that's cool. And I know it was a lot of, look, people see stuff like that and they think, oh, it's just an Instagram post or whatever. But if anybody was following it and paying attention to it, the amount of effort and work that goes into doing that, all the posts and the tagging and the voiceovers and the commentary that Chris was doing. And, he was putting a lot of thoughts and effort into each and every post. And that is exhausting work. You know what I mean? Doing all that. And I'm sure the man put in,
he did. He really
tons
spent
of
a lot
hours.
time. Yeah, I talked to him and he was like, man, I just slept like the other day. I slept 4 days just on this thing because everybody was messaging and doing all that kind of stuff. So
And
yeah,
the odds
Yeah,
were
thank
great.
you, Blu-ray, Chris.
yeah, big
That
shout
was
out
awesome
to you.
that you did that, and to
Yeah.
all the pool pros and companies and everybody that participated and supported it.
Yeah.
We need more of it. I think that's awesome.
Hey, big shout out to Jeanette out here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Pete, the pool guy. Hey guys, big shout out to you, Pete. That's when you know that you're sick, when you wake up to daylight. Hopefully you're back to 100%, John.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Pete is saying, thanks for keeping me company while I work. John knows the weather we had this week. Pete, pool guy. Hey, did you get that haboob over there?
So
Did you guys
not
have one?
necessarily a haboob, but we did get some dust. What we got was like some freak thunderstorms that just came out of nowhere, and it felt like we were in Texas, where like everything's kind of cool, and then all of a sudden you start hearing thunder and
Yeah.
stuff's rolling through. But it was one of those thunderstorms that it was moving so fast that it went from completely calm, right, to right before the clouds came to you, there was just like a huge gush of like wind and craziness that happens beforehand, right? So for the first like 10, 15 minutes ahead of the storm, we got bombarded with a bunch of dirt and debris and
Arizona
leaves and trees were going down. Oh, I saw what happened with Arizona. If we got hit
Arizona,
with the
Sienna was sending me videos because it was like, and she would like open the patio to and she's like on the 3rd floor and open, it's just like all dark and ominous inside now, the haboob. But she sent pictures of it like coming. She's like, look, it's coming, and you could see the wall, and it was crazy. So
yeah, it's gnarly.
But
Mother
a lot
Nature
of the pool
is
pros
unreal.
a lot of the pool pros got trashed out there. I was watching Zach from Pineapple Pools kind of cleaning up and vacuuming, and everybody doing all the posts and all that. So
yeah.
Anyways, guys, let's jump in here. Let's kind of get talking about what we want to talk about today. So obviously, we're going to talk about the PSP Expo, which is October 22nd to the 24th out in Las Vegas this year. We're excited to be able to get out there. One thing is that this year it is October. It is not November. So it's throwing us off our curve. I'm over here all of a sudden like, oh my God, like we need to talk about this. Like it's around the corner. It's 57 days away. It's less than 2 months away. It's going to get here a lot quicker than we think. So just like you were saying, Zach, it's like, oh my God, it's already, spring. It's already, like we're already going into fall now. And so it's going to be here a lot sooner than we think. October 22nd, we're going to have the $10,000 Pool Pro Challenge. That's kind of the qualifiers. That's going to be at our booth. October 23rd is the Pool Nation Awards, which let me tell you, people, the women did the kickoff this year. The women did the nomination night, and voting has gone absolutely freaking bonkers this year. Like absolutely bonkers, the amount of votes that we're getting for all these different categories. So we're excited about it. So get out there. Voting closes October 1st. So get out there and vote. We listened to what you guys wanted to do with the extra votes. So you'll be able to go in, and when you register, the system's going to walk you through. It's going to tell you how to do it and all that. But we got a brand new site that we built specifically for this year's awards, and can't wait for the awards, guys. Can't wait.
Look,
it's going to be exciting.
I don't know if we did an injustice here, and I don't know. This is our first podcast since the women's event. We kind of brought it up, but we really didn't talk about it.
We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it.
What an event, right? And
Yeah.
that there's, we do a lot of trainings, and I've been a part of a lot of trainings. I've given a lot of trainings. you know, we do a lot, and we've done a lot these last 5+ years, but it's rare that you go to, or that you're facilitating the training, right? And you walk away as facilitators in awe, right? Almost like it's not that, you know, our boot camps are amazing, the trainings, our courses, the things we do at the shows, you know, they're always up, you know, upbeat, pumped up, engagement is great, and it feels great doing it. But what's different about this one, I think, is this is one where us three, we kind of take the back seat, right? And we're not up there chatting, we're not up there doing the trainings, we're not up there, we're literally just facilitating it. And big thanks to Doreen for facilitating it for us. I mean, we're going up there and leading it, as well as Alicia. They, you know, year after year, it's almost, it feels like criminal, where we have these conversations and we talk, and it's like, you know, like, we don't have to really do anything here, right? You know, we're just sitting here and we're observing, and we're just watching, you know, this wonderful think tank, right? And you know, 130 plus women, the team from Heritage, our sponsors, just run with this event, you know, and turn it into something bigger and better. And we sit there and we listen and we observe and we feel the energy, and we talk to the women that are there, and their excitement and their feedback. And it was just awesome. I mean, it was exhausting, you know, all the time and effort that went into it, right? And then the time spent there doing it, setting up and all that. But it was like unbelievable. I'll give you an example. Janie, she suffers from migraines, and she had the night prior, we did all our traveling, delay. It was a late flight. It was delayed. We came in, she didn't sleep one wink, and she's not a soldier like that, right? Where she needs her sleep. And she stayed up all night because she was excited. She needed to go. She wanted to go. She went there. She stayed in a classroom listening to the speakers and talking and networking with each woman, meeting new people there, and was like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed the whole time, on zero sleep, right? Just goes to show the you know, the type of message and you know how I don't know how captivating it was, you know, where
it was definitely the best event of the year.
It was,
like hands
100%.
down,
Yeah,
hands
it was
down.
great.
What are your thoughts, Zach?
No, I loved it. And to your point, like Janie, you would have never known. Like, she was the whole time just, she definitely soldiered through that one, because I had no clue that she hadn't
Yeah.
slept all night. It didn't show. And I really enjoy this event, like the collaboration that goes on. There's zero ego. There's zero, like, everyone comes out of their shell. They're sharing, they're talking, they're networking. Like, even for me to get into like a room full of people that I'm not necessarily familiar with, if I go to like a networking event locally, like, I have a really hard time. But like at this women's summit, when they get together and they network, it's like they may not have ever spoke before, and it's like they're friends and supportive and know each other and helping each other. And McKenna from our office was there, and she was just diving in and talking to people and making connections and learning about people. And I was just so thoroughly impressed. But that's the kind of environment and vibe, is it's just so warm and welcoming and open. And it was a really good time. And then the education, I mean, that was just top of the line. I mean, I feel fortunate that I got to sit in the back of the room and be a fly on the wall and absorb a lot of that and take it back and use it in our business.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hands down, it's been the best event of the year. A couple neat things that we did this year at the women's event is we announced the 2 most influential women of 2025. So Pool Nation's and Heritage Pool Supply's most influential women of 2025. And one of them went to Stacy Gearhart, which is the GM of Raypak. So big congratulations to her. The other one was Casey McGovern with Every Child a Swimmer. Congratulations to her as well. 2 women that are making, a huge impact in the industry. Stacy with her leadership, Casey with her passion and her drive for every child to swimmer. So big congratulations to them. And then we announced this year's next generation female leaders, which was Rachel Hoffer and Natalia Guzman. So Rachel is with Heritage. Natalia is with PEP out in Van Nuys. And then you have Sarah Hoops, which is one of the owners of Foothill Pool Care out in Arizona. And then Joanna Maldonado said that, which is Only Pools. So big congratulations to everybody. Stay tuned because there's podcasts to come with them. There are they are going to be on the next cover of the magazine, so we kind of have some articles and stuff like that coming out with them. But great event. Really kind of excited, and like you were saying, Zach and John, the content and the education that comes out of that is just absolutely top notch. So we're already working for next year, obviously, kind of, we're going to grow that event. We're going to make it even bigger. We do have one announcement that we'll talk about that we'll be releasing early next week with regards to the women that attended the event know about it, but we're going to be releasing it to the industry. So we got to spill some tea there, but we're going to spill it out to everybody early next week with regards to what's the next stage with the Women's Summit.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I was about to spill the tea right now.
Ooh. Well, I guess if we talk about it by the time the podcast comes out, on Monday, we'll be releasing it out on Tuesday. No. We are doing the giveaway, which, by the way, big, huge shout out to Kevin and Michaela and Adam and Suzanne, everybody from Pool Brain. Cool they came to us and they came with this, and they wanted to do something nice for the women. By the way, this is a male-owned company, but they truly believe in what we're doing in the industry. They're true supporters, and they came out and they're like, man, we want to do something. So they did something really cool. They created these coasters for the presenters. And so the presenters that presented the first day, we put out a set of coasters for them. And then the second day, we put a set of coasters out for the second day of women that were training. And then they kind of came to us and they said, man, we want to do something else. We want to give away something. So they came out and they gave out, I think, like 4 or 8 tickets to next year's Women's Summit. But then they came back to us and they said, we want to do even more. And I'm just like, sure, what do you guys want to do? And they're like, we want to pay for somebody's air travel, somebody's hotel, and somebody's ticket for next year. And by the way, this was all their idea. Like as we were going through, they wanted to do this and they're like, how do we do this? And I'm like, great, well, let's get some people to do some entries. And so women, if they posted a picture of themselves with one of those coasters, they got one entry into the giveaway for the plane ticket and all that. If they went and they took a picture with the instructor holding up the coaster of that instructor, they would get, 5 entries. So we're actually going to announce that today after the podcast. And I don't know if you guys have looked at LinkedIn, but
it blew up.
It's just blown up. Like my LinkedIn page has been over 20,000 views for like the last week. And I keep waiting for it to start like dropping down. And it was like, it started to drop down today. And then all of a sudden it went poop and it spiked back up to like 18,000. It's completely crazy. So, big congratulations to all the women that came. It's exactly like you guys are saying. Everybody shows up, they network, they drop their guard. They are truly authentic to themselves and to who they are. So, big congratulations.
And big shout out to Jeanette.
Yes.
Jeanette freaking took over the badge. I mean, that's her thing now. Like, she's like, get out of here. And she managed
that's because she knows that you're bad at it. So she's, what happens, John, is she sees Zach and she's like, oh my God, like you sent Zach over here. Like, can you leave, Zach? So, but anyways, big congratulations. So get out there, vote. Women, we will stay in tune this week, kind of share with you guys what we have coming up for next week. And then, by the way, Jeanette, I know that you're listening. I know that you're watching. Big congratulations to you. To let everybody know, Jeanette has been to every single one of the Women's Summit, even the first one that was only 22 women. So big shout out to you. All right, gentlemen. Hey, want to talk about this Pool Nation conference thing that we're doing because I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about the business focus that we're doing this year and kind of how we're leveling up, all that. So I think I'm going to kind of throw it out to you guys a little bit today and kind of want to get your thoughts, obviously, with what we're doing. And we've done boot camps, we've done trainings, we've done the Western, we've done, all these, we've done Zooms, we've done all that. But obviously, we're trying to change up a little bit of this year for the Pool Nation conference and all that. So let me get your thoughts as to, how do you think it's going to be different than anything that we've done?
Look, I mean, let's just start with like the overview of it and the purpose behind it. From the very beginning, we've always preached and thought that the service industry has been a underserved category,
100%
portion of our industry. And I've preached this a million times. All the glory and the showcase goes to the builders and the biggest companies out there. And I believe they deserve the credit. They've established themselves. They play a big part in the industry, and we appreciate them and know they're a huge, vital portion of our everyday lives. But I don't think one side of the industry is bigger than the other, and there's arguments where you can say that the service side is the majority or the biggest.
It is.
There's
no doubt. Like it's
sure.
70 to 80%.
Okay, it is, right? And
it is the aftermarket.
But all I'm arguing, and I think all we're arguing, is not that one should lead or be above. I believe that we should have equal fronts, and we're all equally as important because everyone needs each other, right? As service companies, if there aren't pools being built, then we can't service them, right? If those equipment layouts or the initial equipment that was there, when they do eventually fail as service technicians, there won't be pumps there for us to replace, right? Or filters or systems to upgrade or whatever it may be. I believe that in the past, it was always, builders, distributors, vendors, and then the service guys and gals, right? And that's a whole nother debate. But, for us, again, we believe that we hold an equal and as important spot at the table. And because of this misperception that this industry's had for decades or generations or since the very beginning, a lot of trainings or a lot of like specialty courses or a lot of effort went into courting those types of segments of the industry, like the builders and so on and so forth, with like higher skilled trainings and more attention and so on and so forth. Where we came in and I believe we helped change the direction when it came down to training, is that we want to focus more on the pool pros and primarily the single polers and smaller companies of the guys and gals out there, up into including some of the larger organizations that are in our industry, by providing high quality training that is geared towards them specifically for what they require and what they're asking for and what they need. So the conference and now the post-conference, right? Last year was the pre-conference. This year is our post-conference, and our partnership with the International Show. We have taken our boot camps that we have done throughout the year or throughout the years, and we have magnified it, right? To a level to where we're able to accommodate many more people at a larger venue with much more education, opposed to not only hands-on training, but we're now introducing we're now able to have hands-on training, technical courses, and business courses all under one umbrella, so that it becomes almost like a university or a 2-day all-you-can-eat buffet of education and giving the choice to the pool pro. So when they attend it, they know which areas they want to improve in more, or maybe areas they want to spend a little bit more time in, and then have the choice to be able to choose, opposed to, every pool pro is at a different journey, whether they have 30 pools or 100 pools or 1,000 pools. There are some areas they might feel, or there might be certain employees or people in the organization that they feel that they can benefit more from a technical aspect of it, or maybe the hands-on training aspect of it, or the business side of it. And instead of only having one area that they can train or attend, now they have the choice of going, hey, look, this is what I want to do, right? I need to be a little bit more technically proficient. And here are a list of quality courses from some amazing instructors that are going to be there for this 2-day event at the international show, where they're going to be able to have all the education and training that they want. And I think this is our baby. We did it last year for the first time. Yeah. And, this was a bold move for us. We went from small boot camps, boutiques, like 50, 60, 70 people, sometimes maxing out at 100, blowing out at the seams at 100 plus, at Heritage, going more than what we usually plan for. But just the demand was so high for it, to saying, hey, look, let's just take this to the next level. And we did our pre-conference last year, and we had, 300 plus people that showed up to it, eager and willing to learn. And, it was our first one. It was a 3-day event. It was exhausting. It was,
You weren't tired. Come on, man.
It was absolutely exhausting. And it was quite the event to coordinate. But
that was the kickoff, because
that was the kickoff. Right, but like, how else do we do it, right? Go big or go home, right? And it's never.
Think about this year.
But we tested the waters with it, and it was a huge success. Yeah. And we took feedback from it that we observed, and from our vendors and from the people that went there, and we molded it into something a little bit different, cut it down to 2 days, made it a little bit more compact. We're going to pull the reins in on attendees a little bit and lower the amount of people that are going to be there, simply because we want to stay more towards the personal approach, right? You know what I mean? The more intimate area we learned.
That's one of the things for us, right? What's really important for us is to make sure that they're intimate, that we are able to create that community.
Nobody feels lost in the crowd.
Yeah. And so the challenge is, and look, it defies logic, right? Like, everybody's always like, go bigger, go bigger, go bigger. But the problem is, if you go bigger, you start to lose a lot of that. You start to lose a lot of that connection. You start to lose a lot of the people being able to go to anybody, whether it's an instructor or John or Zach or myself, to ask questions, and us be able to have that, like you're saying, John, that intimacy, to be able to kind of help them out. And so, we get it all the time from, whether it's the sponsors or the vendors going, oh, why don't you get 500 people in there? Well, it kind of loses what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And we talk about it all the time, right? We want to really be able to make sure that we make an impact with these people. And if it's a matter of just doing the same thing year over year over year and not seeing much of a change, it's not success for us. So what are your thoughts, Zach?
Well, there was a larger than life size backdrop with me on it. So that was really cool and different. And everyone got to see. No, I think that when we talk about this, and I think it's important that we talk about this and what it truly entails, because a lot of times when it's just like, oh, the Pool Nation conference, right? There's not a true understanding of what all is involved and what that includes. And I think the default thought just goes to kind of like, oh, it's just another training or something like this. But this is truly a different experience for everyone. And it's not just one type of class. And John really touched on this. It's a multitude of training opportunities in different areas of the pool service side of the business. And you've got your hands-on. And I mean, we're talking you're physically there, you're using tools, you're doing the work and getting that information and learning those things in a truly hands-on experience. And we've got the technical track where you're learning the chemistry and the things behind that side of the business and really getting that down. And then the business track, giving you all the tools needed to run a profitable business, learn leadership and management skills. And so it really is like a complete and total package to running a successful pool service business. And it's one of those things that you can go and you can pick what area you want to strengthen your knowledge in and take that, or you could bring a team of people that do have different responsibilities, different roles within the business, and you could segment them off to, you're going to do the chemistry side, you're going to get more knowledge on the hands-on side, I'm going to go in and take the business side, and really just maximize on that opportunity to learn all of these moving pieces that we're constantly talking about when it comes to running your company.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different because the way that we do it is a little bit different, right? Like everybody will get a track. So if you bring an employee and you want them to go do the technical classes, they're going to go through all the chemistry, all the startup, all that. You can go take the business track and, hey, you're going to take these 10 classes rather than the conventional, education that you have where it's like, here's 50 classes and you kind of have to pick and choose, and some classes clash with what you want to take. So you can't take that second class because you've got to pick between two. But, we created that on purpose, right? We wanted the business owner to be able to come and say, hey, I've got my service tech. I'm going to put him to do some hands-on and learn that. I have some service pros that just need to focus on the water chemistry and startups and all that. We'll have them do that. And I can kind of focus on the business. I want to jump in and I want to start talking about some of these. Let's do this. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. Gentlemen, when we come back, let's start jumping in. Let's start talking about some of those and what some of the classes are going to be. We'll be right back.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We continue our conversation. We are talking about the Pool Nation conference that's going to be coming up at the PSP Expo. The PSP Expo is October 22nd to the 24th. The Pool Nation conference is the 24th and the 25th. So, jumping into this and talking about, that first section. John, do you want to talk about that first section that we're kind of diving into with regards to
The hands-on?
the hands-on? Yeah.
Yeah. So, look, my internal clock is off or something. I'm usually
Well, it's because you're sick.
Is it? Look,
You're sick. So your
right
mind
now.
is going a little bit slower.
I'm
Just like the story,
kind of
just like the
chilling,
story
going to
that I
get a
was talking about
coffee.
before we jumped on.
Wow. How long was I? Did we get back? Was it like a minute?
Maybe like
About 5 minutes ago.
We've been talking. We actually jumped a couple categories and are now that you came back, we're like, well, let's talk about the one that John was going to talk about.
Wow. We were talking about your early onset dementia
Right.
pre-podcast. I might be the one actually that might be having some issues here. Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
John's like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, let's get back on it. No, look, so day one, we didn't talk about this yet, right? As far as like the hands-on training portion. No.
Yep. That's
all
baby.
you.
Okay. So
How's that working for you?
it's working amazing. Look, so as I was alluding to, we're talking before we went on break about the different courses. Day one is going to be our hands-on training, and those of you that have attended any one of our boot camps, it's going to seem a little bit familiar, but expanded, right? And with an additional category, we have our new visionary sponsor. Our partners, NIDEC, who are going to be participating this year at our post conference. So we're excited to have them there, and it's just another hands-on course that is going to be a wealth of information and is going to play true to a lot of what's happening in the industry, starting at the end of this year and moving on next year, as far as variable speed motors and the new regulation or law that's going to. Instead of it being in California, it's going to be across the board throughout all 50 states. But we're going to be covering pump wiring. We're going to be doing with Aquastar. They have their famous carts that they've put together, and it is for those of you that have never wired a pump or installed a variable speed pump to a time clock or learned the proper way to do it. This is the best course, hands down, and it's been put together from feedback and everything that we've gotten from all the pros. Steve and Todd and Brian and Omar and Michael and the whole team over at Aquastar just do an amazing job putting together a wiring class for variable speed pumps. And it's everything from hooking it up to a breaker, to a time clock, running the wire, cutting it, creating the whip. Everything is from start to finish, to where if you've never ever put in a pump, you'll walk away with the knowledge on how to do it properly, and then the support afterwards from the team from Aquastar if you need any help when you're attempting to put in your first pipeline pump. We have our automation and our install class, which is with our friends over at the Pool Attendant. They do an amazing job, David and team. They have these beautiful looking stands, right, where they have an automation there, and they walk you through how to properly install automation and to program. David has a wealth of information. He's been in the industry for a very long time, in multiple training capacities, and he can help you understand, answer whatever question you have when it comes down to tackling your first automation install. Raypak, another one of our visionary partners, are going to be doing their famous heater class, and they are not only going to walk through all the technical aspects of it, showing you what needs to take place prior to doing an install, but understanding the complexities of putting a heater in, opposed to just, oh, there's a heater, and let me just pop in another heater, and understanding things that you need to check for, rules, laws, guidelines, and then also digging deep into breaking down a heater, with your hands, tearing it down, learning how to troubleshoot it and understand it, so that you're prepared as a pool pro, as a service technician out there, because, we all understand.
That's one of my favorite ones, John, that heater one, when they take it all the way down to the heat
it
exchanger
is.
and they pull that bad boy out.
And it's one of the most intimidating pieces of equipment on the pad, right? So it's hard to, when you first get into service, eventually you will, it is just a matter of time. You will do some form of repairs. Now, of course, there are some service companies out there that strictly do service, but at some point they do something, like whether it's repairing valves or troubleshooting equipment or whatever it may be. The majority of pool pros or companies, when they start off in the service side of it, and then they eventually move into heaters or into repairs. And one of the most commonly failing or misunderstood pieces of equipment on the pad is a heater, right? And it's either that something has failed on it, or that a customer does not understand it or doesn't know how to operate it properly. So in order to be able to level up as a service professional, you need to understand these things. So we're trying to debunk, the common misconceptions, and try to help you be better at what you do. So Raypak has done an amazing job. Ken has been doing a lot of the trainings lately, and he's going to be there as well this year. And he is amazing at breaking down that Avia heater and showing you how to work it and how to troubleshoot it. And not just an Avia heater, but technically all heaters, right? Because they're all pretty much the same. And parts are just located in different sections, but they all serve the same function. Some parts are called a different name, but they do the same thing. And Raypak has put on an amazing class, and anybody who walks into it or goes into it, I promise you will learn a little bit more, feel more comfortable about working on heaters.
Dealing with them.
Yeah, and then the other class, new class we have, is the variable speed motor installation and programming. So Nidec is they have the Neptune motor. We did, for those of you that listen to our podcast, Anybody who attended our Van Nuys boot camp, we introduced a class there. It showing professionals that, hey, look, there are more than one option when you're in a backyard. Not everybody is prepared to be able to spend the money to replace a full pump when upgrading from a single speed to a variable speed. And there are options out there, and very good options. And the Neptune motor is one of them. So they're going to walk you through how easy it is to be able to turn practically almost any single speed pump into a variable speed motor, or into a variable speed pump with the Neptune motor, and showing you how to break down or disassemble the pump, replace seals, pop in the new motor, how to program it so that it's functioning and working with standalone wise, or if you want to connect it to a time clock, or if you want to hook it up to any of the major manufacturers, because there are ways that you can program it and do it so it works seamlessly with it. So there's options without sacrificing on features. And Nidec is going to be there training you and showing you how to do that. So it's going to be a full day of hands-on learning, but the classes are well worth it. And
the beauty of it, John, is obviously we make everybody, right? And we talk about it all the time, but I want to make sure we always talk about it. These are different, because these are truly hands-on. They're smaller classes, and they're done on purpose, right? Nobody gets to sit down. Everybody's got to have tools in their hands. Everybody's got to cut. Everybody's got to, strip. Everybody's got to connect. Everybody's got to be able to do it physically, so that when you get out into the field, you're comfortable with it. And so, with all of them, and with this new one with the Nidec is, pretty exciting, right? It's something different. It's something that hasn't been out there, and it's new to the market. So exciting about it. So for those of you that are coming, be prepared, because this is, like John said, full day, 8 hours, hands-on. You're not going to be able to sit for like 2 minutes and just kind of sit out in that back corner and not be able to do it.
Yeah, look, one last thing, and I know I've been rambling on about it, but you brought up a good point about truly hands-on, right? Look, we're not pretending to say that there aren't hands-on courses, or there haven't been throughout the years. There are in the industry, but when we say truly hands-on is, and I've been a part of some in the past, is okay, it's hands-on, but it's a group of 20 people huddling around one of them, and if you're lucky, or maybe you get to put a tool in your hand and work on it. Our classes, each and every person that is participating in it is going to be doing it and putting their hands on it and working on it and running it and learning from it and being able to ask questions, opposed to being a part of a group huddled around one piece of equipment, hoping that they're able to
play with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, hey, I want to give a couple shout outs out here. Mr. Jay Brakefield, big shout out to you, brother. I owe you a phone call. I know that you called me. It was out last week with the Women's Summit. Not that that's an excuse, but I will give you a call a little bit later today. Let's see here. Todd Booth, what's going on, brother? Big shout out to you out there. Hopefully everything's okay with that haboob that you guys got out there. Keep it safe out there. Chris Picasso, good morning, gentlemen. Y'all rock. Big shout out to you, Chris, out there. Appreciate that. Eric Nielsen is on here as well. Big shout out to you, brother. Hope that you are doing good. And then Edgar, give me a call about me getting Brandon ready to go to Vegas. What do you mean getting Brandon ready to go to Vegas? You got all three of you that are kind of in that qualifier, getting ready to get out there. So you better pack your bags for all three of you. And by the way, Jay, I don't want to hear every time there's a conference, he's Mr. Vacation Man. He just went on this big Africa trip, which was pretty freaking cool. But he went to Africa with the wife, and they kind of got to see, all the giraffes and all that, and he's posting pictures. But pack your bags for all three of you, brother, because we're expecting to see you up there. Expect to see you up at the Pool Nation Awards as well. And I think we talked about Brandon giving out a category out at the Pool Nation Awards. So let's kind of talk about that. I'll give you a call. Anyways. Let's jump in really quick, because obviously we've almost been here for an hour just chit-chatting away. But hey, let's talk about the next one. And obviously this year we're completely stepping up the business side of the industry, which is, a big push for us. We've got some exciting things that we're going to announce here pretty soon with regards to, the Matrix and some of the things that we've been working on. So we have a lot of tea to spill here in the next 2 or 3 weeks that it's going to be coming. So prepare everybody. But anyways, day one of the business classes, which is going to be on the 24th, is really going to focus on, being a financial guru, right? The financial mastery out there. So let's talk about, day number one, and that is, turning pools into profits. Definitely need to, focus on that financial side. And then we're going to go into class 2, which is turning metrics into money. The other classes we're going to do is know your cost, know your, profits, financial planning and exit strategy. And then the last class for day number 1 is really going to be profit is not cash, really kind of mastering cash flow. And a lot of the track that we're doing with this track from day 1 is really being able to get you to get really good grasp on your financials. And so that starts with really kind of how do you set up your business from day 1 to focus on profit, right? Because I think a lot of the times we get out there, we start servicing, we start doing the business, but we're not focusing on that profit. And what we've seen is the people that do that, even at a very small stage of 9 pools, they tend to scale a lot faster, and they tend to stay in business a lot longer. But then from there, really kind of once you get that mindset, you really kind of start looking at, what metrics do you need to be looking at to make sure that your business is profitable. So we'll kind of go into that. We'll talk about what some of those key metrics are that you need to be looking at. We'll kind of explain them. And then from there, knowing those metrics and knowing what things do you need to track, right, is really going to be into figuring out how to know your costs. Because one of the most important things is to make sure that you truly know the cost of your service. And, it happens to us a lot of times where we're helping pool pros, and that's the aha moment of their business. Is a lot of times they think, oh, it cost me, $80 to service a pool, when in reality it might be 102, it might be 120. And the last place that you want to be in is you're charging 120, and I'm making up numbers. You charge $120, but your cost of service is 102, right? That's like an $18 per pool, and that's not something that you want to do. So in that class, really about knowing your cost. And once you find out what that cost is, it'll help you grow your profits, because you can kind of have a very clear picture and say, hey, if I am at 18, I need to get to 40. So what are the things that I need to do to get to 40, right? Now you're going to have that clarity. And then from there, Sean will come in and he's going to talk about financial planning and exit strategy. And we talk about this all the time, and we say it till we're blue in the face. To our poor friend John, he's waking up in the morning now and his back is cracking and his leg is asleep for like 5 minutes. And, when he used to be able to get out there and install a pump in about 18 minutes and 33 seconds, now it's kind of turning into, 28, 22. And, we kind of haven't said anything to him, but John, we're a little bit worried about you, just to let you know. Jack and I might need to have an intervention here coming soon, right? Because Zach, the girls went out this week and did all the work without him and got everything done. And they were back early. And I'm like, Janie, Thalia, I think it's time that Zach and I fly out there and we kind of have an intervention with John and just kind of let him know that, he really needs to start focusing on his exit strategy.
Yeah, 3 pools in 4 hours is unacceptable.
John's all like, you bastards, I'm minding my own business over here.
Look,
you're trashing on me.
It's funny that you say that, because I'm the one, right, who's like, I'm like intensely looking at the schedule, watching, seeing, and like going, what's going on? Why are you here? What's happening here? You're making phone calls, you know what I mean? Trying to figure things out. And like, there's no way it should have taken you that long. You know what I mean? You should have been done with this by this time, or whatever. You know what I mean? And here I am, 4 hours for 3 pools. It's, but I'm gonna tell you a little secret though, right? I haven't told anybody. It did feel kind of good, right? I'm very controlling, or I'm a micromanager to a certain degree, some would say, or very anal, right? And I like things a certain way. And I've always been getting my hands dirty, always out in the field, right? Always pushing through, doing what I need to do. But it's nice to be able to step back a little bit, right? And I had 3 people out there running around, taking care of things, picking up the slack. And it felt a little good, right? And
delegate a little bit better,
yeah,
buddy.
dude, you know, I gotta practice what I preach, right? You know what I mean? And you know, usually I'm like, no, I got to be out because I got to feel like I'm doing something. But as I get older, it's like, oh, I can deal with this. I can dig this a little bit here. You know, I need to.
So that was the real lesson you
I need
learned.
to, you know, reap the benefits of everything that we've done over the years. But
100%.
yeah. So.
Yep. So, John, you know, we're going to have an intervention here pretty soon. You know what? Maybe we'll do it live so everybody can kind of see when we come out and we just kind of do an intervention with John. And then the last class that we're going to do on that day one is Profit is Not Cash, really kind of mastering cash flow. This is really important, especially for those pool pros that are trying to grow their companies, that are going to grow their companies, right? We talk about it all the time. How Hal shared with us, you can run out of profit once or twice, but you can't run out of cash flow, right? You're going to need that cash flow in order to be able to continue to grow your business. So that's going to be day one of, you know, the business track. Day two, we'll talk about that in just a little bit, but really day one is going to be all on financial mastery and how to be able to do that. So Todd Booth is over here is saying, I completely understand what you're saying, John.
All right.
So
you're not alone. So we're going to move into day one on the technical side. So when we're looking at that, this is really going to focus on the chemistry fundamentals and algae control. And to start that out, we're going to be talking about elevating pool care and the comprehensive responsibilities of a modern pool pro. So this job is not just walking in the backyard, throwing chlorine in the pool, and then leaving. We know there's a lot more to do this job properly that's involved. And so kind of talking about that and what those things are. And then we're going to move into precision in pool chemistry, proper testing, dosing, and targeted pool care, and really get into the application side of it, how to test, how to dose, and those things. And then roll in from there into understanding chemicals and choosing the right chemicals for every pool, because we know there is a variety of things out there. What should you be using? What's right for you? And it's not one size fits all. After that, on the technical side, we'll be talking about proactive versus reactive pool care, utilizing those specialty chemicals and minerals to really elevate your game. And that's kind of, when we talk about specialty chemicals, like what's the cherry on top that you can offer to help you with your pool management. And then the science of algae. And we've all encountered it at one time or another, kind of learn how to identify it, how to prevent it, and how to eliminate it, and put those tools in your toolbox to be able to do that.
Were you going to say something, John?
No,
I think a lot of this, and especially when we talk about this track right here, and when we went back and we sat down and we tried to figure out, you know, what's that track going to be and how is every class going to build on top of every class? And we kind of went back and we looked at what was the day of the pool pro, right? From when you start. And a lot of that, and this was John was really kind of at the beginning, was like, I think the first thing that we need to talk about is, you know, what are those responsibilities when you get into that backyard? What are the responsibilities of the pool pro and the things that they need to take care of, and give them kind of a clear picture of what that looks like. And then from there, it was just really kind of diving into, right, the, you know, proper dosing and proper testing, which is critical. You don't do that, right? Everything else falls apart. And so, you know, if you look at that track for day one, it's like everything just continues to build on top of everything, and closing it off with that, you know, identifying algae and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, we know that we're kind of getting to the end of the summer, right? So it's kind of nice. You go into the wintertime a little bit, don't have to fight that too much, but it's important to kind of get all those that build one on top of each other.
Yeah. Exactly, Edgar. So we've all been, if you look at the structure or the classes, and we talk about from hands-on all the way to the business track and then to the technical, everything has a purpose, right? It's not a training where, hey, we have 3 training spots open, or we have 4 classes that we want to teach. who's willing to teach it and what are you able to teach, and then let's just put a hodgepodge of trainings together, right? We rewrote the book completely, and it was like it's as a curriculum. There's a purpose to it. And anybody who's going to attend, regardless of whatever track you do, but especially the business tracks and the technical courses, you are going to go through step by step exactly, right, what you need to do as far as like the structure wise and the key fundamentals, the important things that you are going to learn of what you need to do on a day-to-day basis, so that you can take whatever you learn from those classes and be able to apply them that day or the next day when you go out in the field. And they're organized in a way so that we don't leave any of the basics behind, if that makes sense. And we do tap into some more intermediate and some expert things, but primarily it's for the basics, so that we understand where we need to be, fundamentally, in order to set ourselves up for success, and not to forget some of the smaller things or the little things that don't tend to be talked about very often, right? And like, for instance, with the business tracks, what's the purpose of being in business if you're not making money or you're not successful? And if you're not going to be around in a year, what's the purpose of doing what you're doing, right? Let's just be honest with each other. We need to set you guys up for success, so that you're successful businessmen and women, so that your company thrives and it's not just surviving through the times, right? We want you to enjoy your work, and when it comes down to our technical courses too, Edgar nailed it. It's when we walk into the backyard, what is our number one responsibility back there? What are we supposed to do as pool professionals in the backyard? And what do we need to live up to so that we can do our jobs effectively and we can do our jobs well? And that's where I think we differ, from a lot of other courses or classes that we take. Or that are available. It's just like, hey, look, guys, you are literally going through a mini boot camp of like how to become a pool pro with fundamentals, and then also with the ability to get some hands-on experience taught by some of the best instructors in our industry. So this is going to be a fun day, and we're only into day one. Just wait till we talk about day two, and I think we obviously ran out of time today, but. Next week, are we going to be getting into day two?
Yeah, I think next week what we do is we do a deep dive into day two. It's a lot of information out here for what we're doing and the conferences and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of other things that we need to talk about. And you know what? Next week we'll be able to spill some of the tea that we got. We got a lot of tea coming up. We've got some major announcements for September 25th. Excited about that, but we still need to spill the tea on the Women's Summit. We need to spill the tea on the other thing that we have coming out. I can't even mention it. That one is going to be. We got to talk about September 25th. So we got a lot of stuff. So yeah, let's definitely do a part two. We'll kind of break down day two for everybody out there. What I do want to tell everybody is, again, we do our spots where they're small. It's a smaller boot camp. It's limited. I think we only have about 60 spots left for the business track. We only do about 100 people into that track. For the hands-on, we only do 80. So just like typical thing, right? Our spots are limited so that we can have that one-on-one with everybody. So if you're going to register, you better get out there and register. We're about 60 days away, right? It's still 2 months. I get it. But what happens is we're still busy because of the summer. And then by the time you kind of lift your head, those spots are going to be full. So anyways, gentlemen, let's take a final word from our sponsors. When I come back, I want to get some final thoughts.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add reoccurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleats, 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I like that move that you did, John, where your timing was off. You came on before we were supposed to go on, and you're like, I'm out.
No, see, look, what I did was I learned. And I was like, it was funny. Mama was there. She's like, don't be late. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay. So I walked back because we got
That's why you
right,
were
that's
back.
why he was back early.
we got an email. So Mama sits in the morning and she'll go through all the emails we get, send responses, and do stuff to customers or people, that contact us through website, via email or Yelp or whatever, right? And she does all the stuff. And there was a question on the terms of service that we sent out for a new client that she responded back to. And she's like, oh, da, da, da. So I was talking to her. She's like, don't be late. So I ran in here real quick, and that's why I turned it on to show you that, hey, look, I was on time. I was actually early this time.
You weren't. Janie
Yeah.
made you be here on time.
Yeah,
I don't
she
need
did. She did.
I just need to talk to Janie.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, let me get some final thoughts. Zacharias.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge opportunity to get some really great education. And again, like it's one of those things, and we talk about this with a lot of our events. You truly got to experience it to understand what it's all about. It's put together in a very organized and intentional way, like John was talking about, for everyone to be able to take that information and then leave and apply it to their business immediately and really be able to succeed and improve their businesses. And I know for many years, for me, it was the challenge of trying to find the information I needed at the time. And Edgar, you kind of touched on this earlier. It was like you had to source the information specific to what you're looking for. And that might mean you're traveling to a different state for one thing and another state for another thing, or this event and that event. And this is really packaged in a way that makes sense for the pool servicer to be able to take this, improve their business, really start running a company. And these topics build on each other. I think we
That's
kind
the
of talked
biggie,
about
yeah.
that. So it is big. You start with one thing and you're kind of moving down that progression and building on it. And you can get all of these things in October at the PSP Expo. And I want to mention that there is a code you can use, Pool Nation, all caps, and that's going to get you a free expo pass to walk the floor. That's a $60 value, and that'll give you access to walk the floor all 3 days. So it's going to be a really good time. It's going to be a jam-packed week, full of a lot of exciting things, and I hope to see everyone there.
Mr. Flawless, final thoughts.
Yeah, look, I'm going to tag on to what Zach said. And, maybe this year I'm going to be a little, call it maybe as I get older and I get more blunt, if I can possibly be more blunt or straightforward.
That's a
Right,
scary
exactly. Imagine that, right? Mom always jokes with me, goes, oh my God, when you're old, right? You know what I mean? When you're in your 70s or whatever, 80s or whatever, you're going to be that weird old man, right? That everybody says, shh, you know what I mean? That shit's gonna, you know what I mean? Don't pay attention to him, you know what I mean? Because I'm rattling off whatever comes to mind. But, I'm gonna be upfront right now, and this is our baby, right? This is what we talked about from the very beginning, and this was the frustration that we had. And one of the reasons why we came together as Pool Nation was because of the lack of clarity or trainings that were available to the pool professionals or to the service pros out there, not only in understanding, chemistry, or because there's amazing classes out there that do those types of things, right? There's courses out there that teach you these things. But like Zach was saying, you have to go out and know where to find it, right? And source this information. And it's hard to weed through all that and understand what's the right course for you. And when you do find something, it's always specialized on a certain particular topic, right? For a particular need maybe that you have at that one moment, or maybe you won't have for 6 months or a year down the road. And for you to be able to find a course, because I had this issue when I first started, and this was me being naive or ignorant, thinking getting into the pool industry that, oh, hey, I can go to, one, or there are college courses for it, or there are technical schools for it, right? There has to be something available, right? And I was like, of course there is. There must be like 1,000 different companies out here that are offering this, or organizations that do these types of things. And to my surprise, it was non-existent, right? And all it was just a little bit of here, a little bit of there, right? That you had to find, and the majority of it was led by manufacturers that were solely teaching, just how to buy and sell their product, or use their product, or work on their product only. So this year I'm just going to flat out say it. Look, this is the most comprehensive educational training class for a service professional that you can get in our industry, period, hands down. And there is no exception to it. And the stuff that we teach here is not just the technical side, not just the hands-on side, but in the business side, and how you can be successful as a business owner in all aspects of your job. And everything that we teach is going to be relevant for no matter where you're at in on your journey. So if you haven't attended one of these before, or if you are hungry to learn more and be better at what you do, I urge you to get in there and sign up now, because these spots will fill up, and they will get oversold like it always does, and we're going to have to turn people away. Unfortunately, that's not our goal. But if you truly want to level up your business and your knowledge, come out to Vegas this year and see us at the international show and attend this pre-conference. I promise you will not be disappointed. Like I said, we cover everything from the beginning of like waking up and walking into a backyard, all the way to cashing in on all your all your work and investments and planning your exit strategy. So there's nothing that we miss here. We look forward to seeing you guys there next week when we dig into day 2. There's an enormous amount of classes that are somewhat, I think, even more exciting than day 1. So I'm glad I feel better. I look like right now, I think just from this break right here, I just all of a sudden I'm like ticked up from like 75-80% to like 90-95% right now. So you can actually see, look, the bags, my eyes are gone.
You shouldn't say that, because then that way you could have just finished up the week and told the girls, oh, can you I'm like 85. Right? Can you kind of, I'm almost there. Monday I'll be good. But now you told them you're at 95. They're out in the field cleaning pools, listening to the podcast. So when you call, they're going to be like,
Look, I'm so excited. But again, you guys do not miss out on this. This is going to be some great stuff taught by some of the best people in the industry are going to be teaching it. I mean, we haven't even gone over the instructors, and maybe we can do that on the next podcast or the podcast after that or sometime before that. But the quality of people that are going to be teaching these courses are some of the best in the industry in their respective specialties or fields or whatever. So absolutely, stay tuned and look forward to seeing you guys in Vegas.
Go to poolnation.com and you can register there. You can click on the PSP Expo button right there. It'll put you to the conference. You can register through there, or you can register through the poolspapatio.com. You can go through the registration and you'll see the section for Pool Nation, and then you can kind of pick the track that you want to do. But get out there. If you are going to go to the Pool Nation Awards, same thing. Spots are limited. We can only accommodate about 350 people this year. So definitely get out there. Go to poolnationawards.com. You can get your tickets there. Or if you are on the Pool Spa Patio and you are registering for the conference, you can also pick for the events and pick the Pool Nation Awards and come out and join us and celebrate. Maybe next week we'll share how many people have voted.
It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling.
I couldn't believe it. I had to look at it a couple of times. I had to call the developer and I'm like, am I looking at the right thing here? So
a couple zeros are out of place.
Man, I was like, this can't be. But yeah. So anyways, go poolnation.com. Everybody, we will catch everybody next Wednesday on the Instagram Live. We were gone this week because Chris had his live, so we wanted to be able to support that. But we will be back, John and I. We are going to be talking to some of the nominees for the Pool Nation Awards. We're going to bring them on to the live so that you guys can kind of meet them out there and place your vote. So anyways, hope everybody has a great long holiday weekend, and we'll catch you next week. Have a good one. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry, a pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you